Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Los Banos Talk. My name is Justin Collins. Tonight's episode, we're going to talk about the recent legislation that was passed, AB 86, and it was signed into law on March 5th, earlier this year, by Governor Gavin Newsom. What this law did was it provided over $6 billion for COVID-19 relief funds, and $4.6 billion of which went to what was called expanded learning opportunity grants, which were grant money that were given to individual districts so long as they put in their plan as to what they want by June 1st of this year. A special meeting was recently held last week in which our school board approved of a plan and some of the things that are to come. So in this episode, I'm going to tell you about some of the cool things that our school district is going to be receiving and basically how they're going to be spending that money and what it means for our kids in this upcoming school year. There's some pretty cool services on the way, and if you like positive news, you're going to like this episode. And I'll be getting into all of that in just a moment, right after a brief message from our sponsor. Have you been thinking about going solar? You know it's a good investment, but maybe you're that guy who's been diligently doing his homework, tirelessly searching the internet for the best possible deal and the best possible time to go solar. Well, I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't wait any longer. I'm sure you've heard the classic saying that time is money, but that couldn't be any more true than now. And you see, the reason isn't just because the fact that you're missing out on savings. The reason also has to do with the federal government. And the reason is the federal solar tax credit. In 2019, it was worth 30%. Right now, it's 26% because Congress extended it through 2022. But in 2023, it'll be gone. Recently, the city of Los Banos has partnered with Pacific Clean Energy, meaning that we'll get more rebates for switching to electrical appliances and more money per kilowatt hour for our solar panels. You can't afford to wait any longer. So do yourself a favor and take out your phone and call Superior Solar at 866-589-5626. That's 866-589-5626. Or visit them at superiorSolarInc.com. Superior Solar. Power up with the sun. And we're back. Thanks for watching. So as I said a moment ago, the deadline was June 1st. But on May 24th, the school board convened for a special meeting in which they voted on this particular plan so that it could be submitted to the county prior to the deadline. And so needless to say, it's going to happen. These are some of the things that are coming. And I'm going to let Sean Ritchie speak for himself in just a moment.
And so our plan focuses on providing additional summer school opportunities for students, the summer learning loss program, expanding the after-school program at sites, providing tutoring. There's several different variations of this, but some that we're exploring is providing a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week online tutoring service that students can access on their own time, and that would be both in English and Spanish. Aligning curriculum that includes that Tier 2 targeted supports, providing another elementary music teachers via Tier 1, providing a special education program specialist, increasing parent and family engagement resources, providing additional wellness counselors, because we understand the difficulty that our students have gone through during the pandemic with their mental health needs, employing social workers to coordinate these services and also provide additional resources, as well as an interim school psychologist and more secondary counselors. We also look to provide more internet hotspots for students, as we know that not everyone has been able to have quality access to the internet, and as we are a one-to-one district, and we will be from this time forward, we need to ensure that our students will be able to access their homework and their materials. We are also looking to establish more programs, and so we are looking to bring back the Avid program, which will be at Los Banos High School and Creekside Junior High School. And Avid is a program that serves, really focuses on students who traditionally have not gone to college. They'd be for students who are first generation college students, but it also provides quality first instruction supports that all teachers can utilize. We're looking as well as additional communication systems, Establishing the NJROTC program at Pacheco High School, which, if you don't know, the Naval Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps is a fantastic program that teaches students leadership skills. It does not necessarily mean that they're planning to attend the military, but it teaches them discipline, good study habits, and leadership skills. I had that program at a previous school site. It's a fantastic program for students. Additional STEM programs, science, technology, and engineering, mathematics for Westside Union Elementary and Los Banos Elementary. We're looking to establish a district dual immersion program at both Los Banos Elementary and Henry Miller Elementary. We'll be going through the exploration and planning phase with that in the next year. And then updating our music program, because we understand that music is something that all students should be exposed to. It's in what you'll see when we talk about STEM, many times to call it STEAM, because include the arts in there because of the effect that it has on student learning and also the effect it has on students' mental health supports. And we also know that with addition to all this work that we'll be doing, we have been doing, we need to continue to provide training support for our staff and increase our paraprofessionals. That's the list of the items that we've included in this plan for you to approve.
So there you have it, folks. There's a lot of new things that are going to be coming to our school district, and it's because of the recent legislation that was signed, AB 86, back in March 5th, earlier this year, which was specifically designed to be COVID-19 relief. Now, it includes a couple things such as money for infrastructure to increase ventilation, and there are specifics as to what the money can be used for, and I'll show you that here in a moment. So here, and it's rather ambiguous, but basically it says the Expanding Learning Opportunities Grant, and these grants shall be expended only for any of the following purposes: extended instructional learning time, accelerated progress to close learning gaps, integrated pupil support, community learning hubs, supports for credit deficient students, additional academic services, and training for school staff, which in all honesty is pretty broad. And so it allows a good amount of flexibility and liberty on the individual school district as to what they would like to do. And of course, some things depend upon what's available to them. So I'm going to touch on some of the big changes you probably noticed. One of those changes is the ability to get additional tutoring. So 24-hour tutoring, that's pretty interesting, and both in English and in Spanish. So 24 hours, 7 days a week, tutoring provided by a third-party vendor in both English and Spanish. Another resource you probably noticed was the increased mental health services. So there's additional money in place for additional counselors and an interim school psychologist. So in other words, there's going to be more money invested into mental health services for our students coming back from COVID-19. Another one was additional hotspots to increase internet accessibility to more of our students. More paraprofessionals. If you don't know what that is, you can think of it kind of like a teacher's aide, but basically more people in the classroom to assist with learning. There's more money being put into various programs that would help people who are first generation college students, as well as more money put into programs in order to help close the gap and help students who need additional support and additional help. One of the things they mentioned was hiring another music teacher and expanding the arts programs a little bit. In particular, it seemed like in the direction of music. And another big change, which I personally am excited about, is the addition of Naval Jrotc, or if you're not familiar with what that is, it's Navy Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. I myself actually did 4 years of Army Reserve Officer Training Corps. Now, I did enlist into the military, into the Marine Corps, but I can tell you that a lot of people don't. Some of the people that I went to JROTC with, they did in fact go into the military. And if you do, there are some perks. For instance, for me going into the Marine Corps, I received 1 free rank, so I came in as a private first class. And for Army, it's similar as well. They come in and they can skip to, I believe it's E3, if I'm not mistaken, if they go through a Reserve Officer Training Corps program. Now, here we have a Marine recruit station, essentially right here over by Fiesta Auto Insurance, if you haven't noticed already. And so there's a Marine recruiter in our town who also did 4 years of Army JROTC herself. It teaches kids discipline, pride in uniform wear in general, grooming standards, and a variety of other skills. There's a curriculum involved. It's a good program, and it's just another elective choice like any other elective choice. And I'm not really sure what we're going to have in our Naval JROTC program that's going to be at Pacheco High. But if it's anything like what I experienced in my JROTC program, there was opportunities for special teams and after-school activities, such as rifle team, which I was heavy in and really enjoyed. There was also a color guard, drill team, both armed and unarmed, raider platoon, and just a variety of different opportunities. There's also scholarship opportunities. It can also save you time if you go through ROTC in college, if you're going to become an officer and go that route. And so it sets you up well for military service, but even if you're not going to go into the military, there's other opportunities available to you, and it's still a good program for even if you're not going to go into the military. And so I think it's good that we're getting this program and that we're going to have it available now. I personally think that's really exciting. And as someone who's gone through the program myself and knows others who've gone through the program themselves, I personally vouch for it and think it's a great program. And there's even more good news. This is part of the COVID-19 relief package, like I said, that came out with the Expanding Learning Opportunities grants. But this isn't even yet touching on the $20 billion California Roars Back investment that's going into education soon as well. And so there's going to be even more things to come, such as the addition of TK or transitional kindergarten. There's going to be more money for additional teachers to reduce classroom student ratio size, more money for after-school programs, college savings accounts, all kinds of stuff. So needless to say, there's going to be a lot more changes, and I'll keep you abreast of those as they come up. But in the meantime, with this grant money that's coming to us right now, these are the things that our board is essentially doing with it, what our staff is essentially doing with it, and what you can expect to see out of our district. So please like, follow, subscribe to Los Banos Talk. We have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and of course, losbanostalk.com. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think our district's spending the money wisely? Do you think there were better ways they could have spent it based on what you know on what the grant could have been used for? Or are there other things or different things that you think they should have spent it on? Let me know. Or do you think they're doing a good job and that they're spending it well? There's no right or wrong answers. Once again, my name is Justin Collins, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.